since I'm having trouble catching catfish, I'm going back to the basics and show you guys how to catch a fish. Now, the easiest way to catch a fish is to use a Roostertail. It's basically a weight with a blade on it, with a treble hook on the bottom, and some fur. When I was younger, this was my go-to bait. I have caught so many fish on a Roostertail that I couldn't tell you how many fish I caught. And I've caught many, many types of fish. So if you're new to fishing, get a Roostertail and throw it in the water and see what you catch. Now, you also need a spinning reel. I recommend using an open face spinning reel when you're using Roostertails. In fact, some of the fishing combos you can buy at various stores, they usually include Roostertails in them with a spinning reel that has line already on it. And all you need to do is tie the Roostertail to the line. I use a polymer knot, but you could literally get away with any type of knot and it would work because you're going for smaller fish when you're using a Roostertail. And for those of you who are veteran fishermen, this video may give up a couple more skipjack secrets, because I will definitely catch a skipjack off of this. And skipjacks are really good catfish bait. I'm here at one of my local creeks. This is going to be the first spot that I try fishing with the Roostertail. And I'm actually going to move around to multiple different bank spots to show you guys some places where you can fish. If you're newer, I would just go to any lake that's nearby that's wide open so you don't end up losing your first bait. An area like this has a lot of wood in the water and I'm likely to lose my Roostertail to a piece of wood. However, creeks like this make a really good spot to catch fish, especially this one because there is a pond with a spring that empties out into this creek. And because of the rain recently, it's a little bit flooded, so I can't get to my normal spot. But I do have plenty of water to fish here. And the basics of fishing with a Roostertail is just cast it out and reel it in. And if you get a fish, you really don't have to set the hook. The treble hook should just hook the fish. I know a lot of people, including myself, that likes to set the hook like Mike Iaconelli, but in this case you don't need to do that. You don't need to do a really hard hook set. And I think this spot just taught you guys the first lesson to fishing. You don't always catch fish. That's why they call it fishing and not catching. It could be because it's wintertime right now. It could be because the creek is flooded. That could be the reason why nothing is biting here. So I'm going to go to the next spot to see if I can catch a fish at the next spot. I'm now here where a creek runs into the main lake, or at least the back of a creek, and the fish are jumping everywhere, and I have a buddy pulling up to me right now. Another good lesson with fishing is bring friends and try to catch a fish before they have a line in the water. I missed him.
There was nothing over there.
Yeah, there's a lot here. He's probably going to outfish me because he's using gear specific to the fish that are in the water here. But I have caught them on this before. And the fish that are in the water right now are skipjacks. A Roostertail is a jack of all trades bait. It's good at catching everything, but it's not great at catching, you know, a single specific fish. They're swiping at it. Might have the wrong color. Of course, he catches the fish before I do. Oh, it got off. There we go. Tennessee tarpon. I used to catch these all the time when I was a kid on Roostertails, and I'd catch them and release them. I think I'm going to keep a couple of these guys because they make great catfish bait, and I want to go catfishing later on today, which will be a different video. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Maybe eventually I'll catch a catfish with a skipjack. Now, having a good pair of pliers might be a good idea to get as well if you're new to fishing. Makes it easier to unhook the fish. And to be honest with you guys, I was hoping to catch some white bass with this, or maybe even a regular bass. If anything, you have to have good bait to catch good fish. Now, I think I'm going to change to a different color. Sometimes color does matter, but if you're new to fishing, color doesn't really matter. Just get whatever rooster tail you'd like to try and throw it out there. With the water being so clear here, I'm going to switch to a white rooster tail. I knew that other spot was muddy, so I put a chartreuse rooster tail on, but didn't catch anything there. The water here is almost crystal clear, so I'm going to put something more akin to what they're chasing. And this rooster tail is just a little bit bigger than this one. Hopefully that won't cause a problem. I'd rather use a smaller one for these small fish here. I don't know if this will show up on the camera that well with this really thin line, but the polymer knot, you put it through the loop and then back through the loop. I probably could pull more line off my reel. And then you make an overhand knot with the loop you just made and put the lure through the loop, like so. And Clint catches a skipjack while I'm fooling around with my bait. And I've actually screwed up this knot. Now that's another lesson to fishing. You will mess up. You'll create knots in your line, you mess up on your knots, you break your line, you lose lures, you lose fish. It comes with the territory. I know earlier I said I was going to keep some of these fish, which I am going to keep as bait, but normally if I catch like bass or bluegill with this, I'll release the fish. You can even catch trout with a bait like this.
About a week ago, there was some running down towards, I don't know how familiar you are, I don't know where you're from, but they was running down towards Rock County Park. There's a bunch running down there a couple weeks ago.
They are swiping at it. Changing the color might not be working here. I'm thinking maybe for these fish I need a smaller bait, but it is what it is. I'm going to use what I have. That's another lesson about fishing. You want to be patient, and sometimes you got to cast 1,000 times. And try not to cast over your neighbor. Oh, Clint got a double. At least we're going to have some catfish bait. Oh, there we go. Try not to set the hook like Mike Iaconelli. Oh, these guys jump right out of the water. Probably should point the camera towards the water to show you guys.
Yeah, go, buddy.
catfish bait. This would actually catch bluegill as well, and they make good catfish bait as well. I've even caught catfish on this. It just depends on how active they are. Now, another good thing to know is to have friends let you know if there's fish at a certain spot. The next spot I was going to take you guys was below a dam, but right now there's absolutely nothing happening below the dam. It's a little bit too early for the white bass to be swimming up in there. Below a dam is usually a good place to fish, and I might be able to catch a smallmouth or something there, but I think what we're going to do is just catch a few more of these skipjacks and then go catfishing. And I know my buddy Clint has outfished me, but that's another lesson. Sometimes people will outfish you. For all the veteran fishermen watching this video, you already know most of this stuff. I don't know if I did a up-close shot of this Roostertail. It's just a white one. That middle piece is a weight that's painted. It's got a little fur on the bottom and an inline spinner. One of my favorite baits from childhood. Ah, I missed him. These guys like to swipe at the bait multiple times and not get hooked up. There we go. Ah, he got off. There we go. I think I got him foul hooked. They definitely fight harder when you hook them on the side. Come here. Well, there you have it. Back to the basics. I might use this as the thumbnail, I don't know yet. I think we have enough bait now to go catfishing with, so I'm gonna let this guy go. Be free. Almost, maybe. Come on, you can do it. Oh, he is catatonic. Come on. There he goes. Swimming off to grow bigger. That's another thing you might have to deal with if you catch and release fish. If they end up upside down, they might become catatonic like that. A fish like a trout will do that very often. Now, as always, I'd like to thank all of you for taking your time out of your day to watch my video. I really appreciate it. I really hope that some of you have learned something new from this video. I know I've been asked a couple of times to make a generic how to catch fish video, and this is one of them. These may not have been the fish I wanted to catch, but hey, they're fish. I caught several and had a good time. And now I have bait for another video. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time.